Welcome back to Let's Get Tipsy. I'm Fernando.
I'm Priscilla.
And this is a podcast where we get a little tipsy, talk about different topics because
we can.
Because we can. Our setup might look a little bit different today because we got
mic stands.
So
now we don't know what to do with our hands.
Yeah, it's kind of like, what do we do? But today we are
picking right back up
on season 2 of Attack on Titan. Now this time I did watch the full season,
which yay, now it's not gonna be one-sided as much.
Right.
But how was your week, Fernando? What did you do?
Oh my god, my week. Well, apart from my week of work, not much. But last weekend, we both went to a concert.
Separately,
but to the same concert. And it was so good. We went to the Peso Pluma concert, and it was amazing. I've already gone to his concerts before. Well,
have you?
Yeah, I got to the first
sick.
one that he did here. And then this one, I feel like it was so good. The same, I feel like, I don't know. What would you say your experience was?
I loved it. I think it was pretty good. And then he pulled out the baby, which I didn't expect
Right.
at all.
He's had special guests on other concerts. Like in Atlanta, he had a Sexy Red come out.
What?
Which makes no sense. Like, what? I think in the other one that he did, he had Frank Ocean come out.
Oh, that would have been nice.
Yeah.
I like Frank Ocean.
He had his friend come out. Oh, well, he had the baby come out. He had his friend, Haciel Nunes, come out. He also had, I don't know, they called him Mr. Hollywood. I don't know who he was, though.
I don't know. He also had a guy, like...
From Charlotte.
1,600 or
yeah,
1,600?
I forgot what his name was. Like, Experiencia 1600? I don't know.
1,600, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And he's from Charlotte.
He was good. I recorded him just in case he blows up, and I
Me
have
too.
a
I was like, I'm about to record this full song. I'm about to keep it. I was like, because if he blows up, I'm be like, I was there when you first came out. But yeah,
and it was his debut.
It was. They started singing a song together, and it was actually pretty good. I liked the way he sang. He was pretty good.
I agree.
But the concert was amazing. We stayed in a hotel because it was on Sunday. We stayed in a hotel, but Priscilla didn't. She had to work the next day.
We got back home at 5 a.m. I don't want to talk about it.
She already told me it was too much.
It was not a movie.
It would literally take up a whole podcast to run through the whole episodes. But it was so fun.
I agree.
Other than that, I mean, yeah, just work.
Yeah, same here. But you did watch Attack on Titan in the time that we were off.
I did. So last week I watched season 2 of Attack on Titan, and then let me tell you, when I was in a chokehold to watch the rest of the season, oh my god, I loved it. I mean, from what I had seen from season 1 already, I was already like grabs onto it. And then when Priscilla left for last episode, she was like, make sure you watch it. And I was like, I am, because I'm actually intrigued. Like, I'm fully intrigued now.
You know, I said I was gonna watch it again, but at this point I'm on like my 5th rewatch. So I just like stocked up on recaps this morning, and I feel like I'm well prepared.
I watched season 2 early last week. I think it was literally like that Sunday. I watched half of it. We recorded on Saturday. Well, not last Saturday. Last Saturday, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we recorded 2 episodes in one weekend because we had the concert coming up.
We had the concert coming up, so we had to like go on a quick vacation trip or whatever.
Yeah, but it feels like forever since I last saw you.
Yeah, it literally does. Like, literally, she pulled up, and I was like, oh my god, it feels like forever since. And we were talking throughout the week too that it feels like
we fell out of the groove a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we were used to like, oh, we're recording this weekend. We do all we need to do in the week, like in between the weekdays. And then we get back to the new episode on the weekend. And now we were kind of like, what are we supposed to be doing?
Yeah. Yeah, we fell out of the groove a little bit. But I was telling Pri, it was like, it feels like when you go on vacation at work and then you come back to work, but I'm actually excited to come back because it's
Hi.
so fun. Yeah, I watched season 2. It was great. Now, my memory from it, because I have a horrible memory, is kind of bad, but I feel like once we get into it,
It'll come back.
it'll come back.
Okay, so jumping straight in from where we left off.
Yeah. So last episode we left off on season 1, the ending of season 1 of Attack on Titan, where Annie becomes into a Titan in the middle of town, and then Eren locks in, and then he becomes a Titan too, and they have a duel in the middle of town. So they're literally like breaking down buildings and everything.
And it's Cinna, so like these people have never seen a Titan in their lives. These people are the rich people. They're the royals. They're not used to this. That's why everybody's freaking out.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Because I was gonna say, like, imagine what it was seeing something like that just crossing by. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Because I know on one of the clips that I saw, it was like people in their house or their like little apartment or whatever, and then it's like the scene of where they're running by, and I was like, what the? I was like, imagine seeing that. That would be crazy.
And they're terrifying. Have you seen like those like AI like real made like Titans?
I haven't.
Bro, if I had one in front of me, I'd pull a Hannes and I'm running. I don't care. That is terrifying.
I mean, seeing something like that would be so terrifying. I would probably run to or hide.
Godspeed to Levi and Mikasa for pulling up. But yeah, they wreak havoc. They destroy churches, homes, and then they make a hole in the wall.
Yeah. They the hole in the wall reveals a Titan's face, and then everyone starts freaking out because they're like, is there Titans like in the walls? Like, what's going on? Why is there a face?
And now we're entering actual season 2.
Now, welcome to season 2.
So we have Hanj. We love Hanj. She's like one of the best characters in the show. And she's threatening the priest. We have a priest who was in season 1. He was actually in Walmaria. I don't know if you remember, but he was preaching in Walmaria about like how the walls are holy or whatever.
This is when Annie fell into the little church or whatever. Wasn't he
Yeah,
that
he
priest?
was right
Yeah.
But Hanj is trying to like figure out what's going on. She's like, what's going on? Why are there Titans in the wall? And he goes, you can't let it see the sun. You have to keep it hidden. It needs to stay in darkness because you know how Titans are dormant at nights.
Yeah.
So that he's like, nah, you can't let it see the sun. So the soldiers, the garrison, actually do cover the face with fabric or whatever.
Yeah, they covered it with I can't remember what it was, but they showed it in the episode of what they covered it with.
And she threatens him. She like holds him by the shirt, and she holds him like
Off of the wall.
off of the wall. And she's like, tell me what's going on. And then he was like, he puts his arms out and he's like, I'm ready. Like, take me out. I'm not telling you anything. Bye.
Like, his beliefs are so strong that he would rather literally fall than to tell what's going on.
And then Hanj pulls him back in and she's like, haha, just for jokesies.
I was just
I didn't mean
joking.
it. But poor little priest.
Yeah.
So she doesn't get anywhere with that.
No, because he never opens up. He never really tells her, like, what's actually going on. If the wall is actually made out of Titans. Because that's what they're trying to figure out.
Yeah, it does lead her to presume such.
Right.
And that the walls are made of, like, Titan hardening.
Mm-hmm.
Because she takes a piece of Annie's crystal.
Oh, yeah.
And compares it to the wall. And she realizes that they're almost identical. And she's like, oh. So with that information, we can conclude that theoretically, Eren could go into Walmaria and use his hardening abilities to seal that hole in Walmaria. The original hole that was made.
And then that way, leading them to regain Walmaria.
Eventually, we pan back to 12 hours before. We have our side crew. We have Sasha, Connie, Rainer, Bertold, Ymir, and Krista. They're all like going into like a castle or whatever, an abandoned castle with Mike. Mike is the second strongest soldier behind Levi. So he was like, all right, all y'all, like, let's go into this castle. And then they see Titans. They see mindless Titans inside of Walmaria. Mind you, Walmaria has no holes. So they're like, there must be a breach.
Right. But then I think in that scene specifically, Rainer kind of realizes that something weird is up. They realize that the two outside, which was Mika and who was the other girl?
Oh, Mika and Miss Commander, Miss
Yeah,
Other Girl.
the
Miss
other
Other Girl.
this other girl, the other commander are outside with full gear, and then they have him in this like castle with no gear.
And I found that sus too. Like
Yeah.
he found that sus too.
I
But
mean, Rainer started figuring out. He was like, why are they in full gear but we're not?
and that led me to theorize. I don't think they plain out say it, but a lot. Well, not me. Everybody else in the mall must have realized this. But it was because they realized that there was an insider,
Right.
a soldier within that group
I
that
think
was
you,
potentially like
yeah, I think you did talk about that in the last episode.
mayhaps.
A little bit, yeah.
But and Reiner being the rat he is, he's like, that's sketchy.
Right.
But nobody else is thinking much of it.
Right.
And no, actually, I think I skipped forward because Sasha starts seeing that her water is shaking, and then that's when they go outside and see there's Titans, and then that's when Mika and the other captain or commander or whatever, that's when they're like, oh, there's a breach. We have to go warn people. We have to go.
Right.
And they start leaving.
They
And
tell
then-
everyone, even the people that had no gear, to get on horses and go and tell everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is they all they come up with this plan that they're all going to split their ways and tell as much people as they can around the villages around this area. What is that wall that they're on right now?
They're inside of Wall Maria.
Wall Maria. So they're gonna tell everyone around like, hey, there's Titans, so like go hide. So I can't remember exactly what packs like split up, but one of them was Connie and Rainer, and there was some other people with them.
I know that Sasha went off into her own because she went to her own little village.
Yeah, cause Connie beforehand, when they were in the original like little castle or whatever they were saying at, Connie was planning to escape that night because he wanted to go see his village because it was nearby. But when the Titans showed up and everyone left, that's when Rainer and him went to his village. He was like, I know my way around here because my village is literally around the corner. I'll go and warn those people while y'all go and tell everyone else.
And also, as this is going on, they're like, Mika's like, go on without me. Like, I'll stay back and hold him back. And they're like, are you sure though? And he's like, I am humanity's second strongest soldier.
Yeah.
I got this.
Because the Titans are still like running up towards them. Like it cuts to a scene where they're literally like contorting themselves and they start sprinting towards them. So
And Mika's holding his own. He's doing great.
He is.
Until.
So I think so yeah, they split off and then Mika goes into to fight the main Titans because he tells everyone to not go towards the Titans, to just go warn people because they also didn't have gear still. So Mika goes and he's fighting off some Titans.
Well, he did have gear. Oh,
Mika
did.
Mika did have gear. Mika and the other commander had gear.
And then this big A mother effer pulls up, covered in fur, resembles a monkey.
Literally.
And he pulls up and he's talking. Our first talking Titan.
Literally talking like English, or well, not the
No,
version, not the version that I watched, but because the one of the Titan like Mika is standing his ground, but at one point he's literally about to get ate by the Titan, and then that's when the
Beast Titan
shows up, and it tells him like, oh, don't stop, and then the Titan still goes to bite him. And he was like, didn't I tell you to stop?
And then he squishes him. His little eyeballs just
the
flick out of his head.
Which is also the first speaking Titan. And it's also, I think this is when they first realized that the Titans can go against themselves.
Yeah, and they can be controlled.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor Mika is confused. He's terrified. He's just looking at him like, ain't no way.
He's literally speechless. Like, he like doesn't know what to say.
And the Beast Titan asks him like, what is this little contraption? AKA his ODM gear. Mika is still just terrified, just watching him like, ain't no way this man just spoke to me. And then the Beast Titan goes, well, if you're not gonna say it, I'm just gonna take this real quick. And he grabs his ODM gear with his big A hand. And then he takes it and he's like, I'm taking this now. And then he like turns his back on Mika and he goes, alright, y'all can have him.
Oh, because then Mika yells out like, like to stop or whatever, like to not eat him. And then the Beast Titan goes, "Oh, so you do speak."
That
But
was
then
insane.
Mika gets 8.
Okay, so we collected our thoughts. Priscilla got cold.
We collected our thoughts because I watched the first season, but I mean the second season, but everything's going blank right now. But so after Mika gets 8, we cut to the scene where everyone has split off to tell their respective villages, like, hey, there's Titans around. We cut to Sasha, who is going to her village, and she finds this little girl, where her mom is getting ate by a Titan, and Sasha drags the little girl, runs out the village.
I mean, the little girl was standing in the corner scared. She didn't even know what to do.
But she was like, because I remember seeing it, she was like, no reaction. Yeah, she was in shock. She literally like had no expressions as her mom is getting ate. I guess she just like, she was like, whatever, like
I'm dead anyway.
Yeah. But then Sasha pulls up, drags the little girl out the village, and she's
The Titan follows them.
the Titan follows them. So Sasha tries to, she tells the little girl, run off, there's going to be people out there that are going to help you. And she starts attacking the Titan. She slashes at the Titan's eyes, and I think she ends up defeating the Titan, right?
I know that she stabs him with an arrow because she's really good at bow and arrow because she was a hunter before. Like, she's on the countryside.
Yeah. And as she's doing that, they, I think Sasha's dad pulls up, right?
Yeah, she tries to get the little girl. They get on a horse and they start zooming one way, and her dad and reinforcements are running back with more horses to help people escape. But then they meet up and they're like, "OMG, Dad!"
Yeah, because I mean, she wouldn't expect to find her dad there,
Even though it's this village.
Yeah, because it was also run by Titans at this point.
Yeah, the Titans had attacked it because that's the village where they were attacked. They weren't like turned into anything.
Yeah.
Subtle foreshadowing.
Because we cut to now Connie in his village. And it's Connie, Rainer, and then there was some other people there. I can't remember who it was, but there was other people there with them. And they're like, this village is empty. It must have been attacked by Titans, but there's no blood. There's no blood, there's no gore, there's no like carnage of anything. And they were like, they must have escaped, but all the horses are here. So how would they have escaped?
Right, and the houses are destroyed, so obviously Titans came through here, but...
Right. And Connie's whole thing was to get to his village because he wanted to see if his parents were alive.
He's his mama's boy.
But he arrives to his house, and there's a Titan laying on his house. And he looks at it. He's like looking at it for a while. And then the Titan goes, "Welcome home."
And he goes, what? Wait, did I hear that? Like, am I tripping?
Right, like what? Because foreshadowing, it kind of looks like his mom, Loki.
Loki, and I mean, we don't need foreshadowing. We already spoiled everything before we started talking.
Did. Episode 1 was like, episode 1, like we
Here's
went.
The lore. Here's literally. The lore. Really, it was because Zeke, Grisha's son, you remember he was a warrior?
Yeah.
He managed to get in the walls, and they actually, instead of like injecting people, because you know how I told you in the first episode how they were injecting people to turn them into Titans?
Yeah, and with their spinal fluid, yeah.
Yeah, so actually they can vaporize the spinal fluid. So they vaporized the spinal fluid so everybody in the village could like smell it in. Like ingest it.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And then Zeke lets out a scream. And everyone in the village turns into a Titan.
So that's what happened.
That's what ended up happening. But I don't think we get to know this until like season 3.
Yeah, from season 2, from what I watched, I haven't watched season 3 yet, but it makes sense that I mean, from all the lore that I got already, I was like, oh yeah, Zeke is turning them into Titans. That's what's happening.
I was gonna say we can wait to reveal this later, but at this point, I already told everything.
Yeah,
so
literally.
What does it matter?
There's some point.
So then we actually cut to a scene where Hanj, Levi, Aaron, and Mikasa are talking. They're like amongst the forest, and they're thinking, "Oh, we have a spy. There's somebody that's like in our side that's conspiring. And they realize this because whenever, I don't know if anybody's watched the previous episode, but whenever Aaron is in the forest and they have like a little like
Formation.
a formation going on.
Yeah.
Some people are told that Aaron is in different spots. Reiner and Benadryl are told that Aaron is on the right, and Annie attacks on the right. So they're kind of sketchy, because the second that Armin is like, actually, like, this makes more sense. It make more sense that Aaron was in the center. Then immediately after Annie encounters them, and Reiner gets trapped in her fist, that's when Annie locks in and goes straight to the center.
Yeah,
because they were not subtle.
Because I think that's when, in that scene, that's when Armin was like revealing all of this, and they start connecting the dots, and they're like, wait a minute.
So they start suspecting them.
Yeah.
But then we cut back to the castle that I was yapping about in the beginning.
Yeah. Where this is where Rainer, Bertold, Krista, and Ymir.
Yes.
Oh, and Connie. Connie's there too. With
is Sasha there?
I don't think Sasha's there. I don't think so. Because they were because the original point of this was they were looking for a breach of where the wall might have been broken, because they were like, there's Titans here, but the wall's not broken. Anyways, they travel around all the wall looking for a breach. They didn't. So before they go on their way back, they take a little break, because they're like, the horses are probably tired. So let's take a break. They take a break in this castle where we have the people that I just mentioned. So while they're in the castle, the elites tell them to like board up, like stay safe in the castle while they try to hold off the Titans, because they have a bunch of Titans headed towards them. And so they go down to the lowest level to board up the door so no Titans come through. But then a random Titan breaks through the front door. And Rainer was the one that was blocking the door, and he starts getting like attacked by the Titan that is like coming through the front door.
Yeah, Historia is on the way, and he protects not Historia, Krista, but it's not gonna matter if you keep watching for 5 more minutes.
Right.
Krista's on the way, and Reiner pushes her out of the way, and then he gets bitten by one of the Titans, and that breaks his arm.
And then I think, who was it that was it Ymir or Connie that found the random cannon, and they threw it down the stairs to push the I think it was Connie.
Your guess is better than mine.
Who knows? But one of them finds a cannon, and they just launch it down the stairs to push the Titan that was attacking Rainer down. And they all run through the top, because now they're getting breached. And the elites are out there trying to protect them from the Titans.
In the meantime, however, what happened in the castle was also that Ymir found a can, and she was reading it, and she was like, darn, I don't like this. And then Reiner picks up that can, and he goes, Ymir, what? What? It turns out that can had script from old Marleyan language. We talked about Marleyans in the first episode, and we're going to touch more into them in season 4. But Reiner and Benadryl are Marleyans.
Yeah.
They're part of the Warriors.
And they didn't know Ymir was part of it too, but she started reading this label that had that language.
An old language at that. Like language that existed 100 years ago. So why does Ymir know that? Reiner kind of goes like,
Pause. Like, how do you know this?
But right before he gets an explanation, that's when the Titan breaks through, and they're trying to like
stop
beat him up. That's when they're fighting like little Titans. Reiner gets on a cliffhanger or whatever, and they get pushed to the top floor of this castle.
Yeah. They're now at the very top because the Titans have breached.
And the elites.
And the elites are fighting off.
So they get to the top of the castle, and then we start getting flashbacks. And then we see Ymir. Ymir was a homeless little kid in Marley. And then she gets picked up out of nowhere by a random cult, a guy in a white van type thing. And, not really, but... and...
Pretty much.
And then they're like, actually, your name is now Ymir, and you are a descendant of the original Ymir. Because I don't know if you remember the first girl from the first episode, the one that was like haunted off because she like let a pig out and then ended up falling in the tree root and then married a king and then got eaten by her kids.
Oh, yeah.
That's the original Ymir.
Oh.
So this new Ymir, quote unquote, she's supposed to like
Be the descendant for them.
yeah, but obviously it's a cult. It's probably
Yeah.
fake. And she was a little homeless girl. She didn't know any better. She was like, sure, I'm that, whatever. And then the cult gets caught. And obviously these Marleyan soldiers are like, who's the one that did this? And they all point towards Ymir. And Ymir, not knowing any better, like, she was a homeless girl and now she's the leader of the cult. She's like, I mean, I guess I did it. And then...
Yeah, what else are you going to say?
Yeah. And everybody in the cult and Ymir gets, like, imprisoned per se. Not quite. They get thrown to a boat and thrown to Eldia and turned into titans with the spinal fluid. But at this point in the anime, we're not supposed to know what spinal fluid was. But we were all out of order with this podcast.
We kind of jumped ahead, but it's fine.
It's completely okay. So... we see Ymir's past. Like I said, she was homeless. She didn't really know her like life. And then she pondered about the walls. Like she was never inside the walls, but she was like pondering about Eldia for 60 years before she encountered a certain group. A group of our favorite characters. Reiner, Benadryl, Annie, and Marcel. Marcel is the original Jaw Titan.
Oh.
The Jaw Titan that was eaten by Ymir. And that is why she became an intelligent Titan rather than mindless Titan. And
okay.
something to know, I don't know if you noticed, but Reiner's Titan, everybody's Titan is well like built. Like they have structure.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Ymir's Titan looks like it was popped off of a back alley.
Yeah, because literally, Rainer's Titan and Bertolt's Titan is like huge and like built and like.
Titan too.
Oh yeah, Annie's Titan too. But then Ymir's like short. She's a little Titan. Well, she's still big, but.
Yeah, the thing with the Jaw Titan is that obviously they're remarkable for their strong jaw and their sharp claws. However, Ymir's less developed because she didn't have any warrior trainment.
Oh.
She wasn't strong. Even Aaron's Titan looks more like a Titan should look like because he was trained. Ymir was just a regular person. I don't know if that's canon or not, but a lot of fans have noticed that.
Yeah. I mean, I from when I watched season 2, I realized she was like...
Goofy looking?
She was goofy looking. She was different. I was like, I wonder what that has to do with it, but that makes sense now.
Yeah. And then we also dive in. This is full of like 9 years in the past, 9 hours in the past, 9 hours in the future, 12 hours in the future. Season 2 was confusing.
It was. That's what I was telling Priya. I was like, I was watching this and it confused me so much because it was like 9 hours in the past, 12 hours in the past, such and such in the past. And I was like, huh?
Bro, just stay linear. How hard is that? So then we actually see Historia and Ymir's past together when they were training to be scouts. Well, not training to be scouts, but training to be part of the military. But then they end up as scouts. And we see them, there was like a snowstorm. And everybody leaves behind Krista, Ymir, and another soldier. And they're like, it's fine, we'll find him in the morning. It's freezing temperatures.
It's literally a blizzard, I think.
Yeah. And Ymir's like, Krista, just leave that homie behind. Like, he ain't gonna live.
Like, what's your point?
Yeah. And Krista's like, we have to save them. But throughout that entire thing, Ymir realizes, oh, she's not trying to save him. She's trying to commit suicide while acting like a hero.
Because she even tells her, like, pretty much referencing, like, you just want a hero engraved in your gravestone.
And I think that's where Krista reveals that she's the illegitimate child of the king. That she's actually, like, born out of wedlock. And they kept her hidden. And then they forced her to join the military.
Oh.
So that's the last we see of Ymir and Historia. Obviously, they have a really close relationship. Ymir actually ends up throwing Historia, like, down a mountain, Loki. And she saves them both in her Titan form. But Krista / Historia doesn't know that yet.
Yeah. the reason we got this flashback is because they're at the top of the castle, and then this is when Ymir is like, oh, like, make sure to live out the promise that we made. So while they're on the top of the castle, Connie had a little knife, and she goes, Connie, give me that knife. Connie's like, what are you about to do? And she gets the knife, and she tells Krista, like, keep our promise, and she jumps off the castle into the, like, literally, it's like
Titans are surrounding the castle, by the way.
Surrounded. It's like full of Titans because the elite soldiers just got ate. They, and now the Titans are still there trying to reach them. So Ymir jumps off, grabs a knife, and then cuts herself to become a Titan, because that's their way to be transformed into a Titan. And she starts attacking all the Titans, and like she's kind of like warding them off. And we get a glimpse of, like, we cut back to a scene of
the original crew.
The original crew. Low-key Easter egg. We see that Bertold is like about to transform into a Titan, because you can see he's about to bite his hand, but he doesn't. He holds back.
I did not realize that the first watch through of this anime. For some reason, Fernando did. I did not.
I'm telling you, I think they cut back to it and like, because they cut back to that same scene like 2 or 3 times. And then by the third time I was like, wait a minute. He's like, and then, but I was like, oh, he was about to transform.
I'm surprised you caught that. I did not.
I was like, they were literally, I was like, I wonder if both of them were about to transform and like leave Krista and Connie up there.
Homie was finna throw a nuclear bomb. As the Colossal Titan, they have the power of a nuclear bomb when they transform.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He was finna knock everyone out.
Literally.
And not in an alive way.
So they realize Ymir turns into a Titan. Ymir's fighting them off, but like there's so many Titans there, she can't.
So she starts like going against all these other Titans. However, like she's not special or anything. Like she's just the Jaw Titan. Just the Jaw Titan, by the way. So we haven't really dived into that. Because remember how I told you there were warriors?
Yeah.
Annie, Benadryl, Rainer, and Marcel. They came out of Marley to invade the walls. However, right before they invaded the walls, they were like camping out, having a good night's sleep, and then this mindless Titan pulls up. That mindless Titan is Ymir. And she's about to eat Rainer. And then Marcel pushes him out of the way, and he's like, no, I'm the hero. And then Marcel gets eaten. Marcel was the Jaw Titan.
So he was a warrior too?
He was a warrior too.
Oh. Wow.
But he gets eaten by Ymir, but they were caught off guard. And Rainer and Benadryl don't know that who ate their friend. And whenever they're chilling in the castle, that's when we go back to the can. That Rainer goes, OMG, you know Marleyan language. You are the CUNT that ate my bestie. Bro, what?
Yeah.
And so Ymir goes through all of them, and however she starts getting weaker.
Yeah.
She starts getting weaker.
That's when she's she's fighting off the Titans, but of course there's so many that she can't. So she ends up start to get ate by the Titans, and then that's when the Levi squad pulls up. Levi and Mikasa pull up. Well, the whole squad does, but I think Mikasa in that scene was like, what is going on here? And then both of them start defeating all the Titans. That scene was like, ooh, it was top tier. It was so good. And so they defeat all the Titans, and then that's when they reveal that Ymir was a Titan to the Levi squad.
And they still don't understand what's going on. Like, how is she a Titan? What?
Yeah, because they didn't know that Ymir this whole time was a Titan. And then Historia keeps her promise, and she was like, I told you I would tell you my real name. What's her? Krista.
When I haven't used it
jumping back and forth.
Yeah.
But Krista comes up to Ymir, and she, as Ymir is like hurt because she turns back to her normal self, and his Krista comes up and she's like, I told you I would tell you my name, and she was like, my name is Historia.
We love Historia. You're not
Yeah.
gonna like her that much next season, by the way. So they take them back up into the walls. Like Ymir's exhausted.
Yeah, they're kind of like recouping. After all of that went down, they go back to the walls because Mikasa and Levi pulled up and they slayed everyone, and now they're just like trying to catch their breath, I guess, if you will. But then, as everyone's recouping, Eren also pulled up because Eren actually defeat his first Titan as human form, and it was his first time ever doing that.
Which is crazy because he had killed so many Titans on his Titan form.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
So anyways, they're recouping back in the wall, and Rainer and Bertold pulled off Eren to the side, and they were like, we got something to tell you.
So nonchalantly.
So
I tried
casual.
to tell Fernando last episode, and I was like, I had to like replay this scene back 42 times before I was like, there is no way.
Because it's so casual dropping this lore, like, what? They were like,
By the way,
I'm the Colossal Titan, he's the, what's the other Titan
no,
name?
I'm the Armor Titan. He's
I'm
the Colossal Titan.
I'm the Armor Titan, he's the Colossal Titan, so like, you need to come with us.
Eren goes, you're joking,
You're
right?
kidding. We did all of this for what?
And meanwhile, Birth Control goes, yeah, he's kidding.
Yeah.
And Reiner doubles up.
Because Reiner's like, no, like, you need to come with us. And he's like, you need to come with us to, like, help us, like, end this.
Dude.
This scene was crazy. Because Eren is like, what? You just, like...
You're dropping this?
You're dropping this? You literally, like, been with us through all this time, and you're doing this now?
And Mikasa locks in. Mikasa does not play. Mikasa hears this, and she goes, actually, I'm going to see you at TUT your head. Like, I am not playing any games with y'all.
Right.
Which speed runs to the fight.
Yeah. It literally is, like... all of them, well, all three of them turn into Titans because they want to run off with Eren, but Eren is like holding back because he knows the right way.
And we have such a great scene where Eren goes like, F you traitors!
Yes! And then he bites his hand and turns into a Titan and starts fighting against Reiner.
Midway down the ground.
And
they jump off the wall, by the way.
Yeah, oh yeah. They jumped up the wall, of course. But I think Bertold is still up in the wall, but in his Titan form. And
they're trying to approach him, but Benadryl, birth control, is out here like letting off steam so people can't get to him.
Yeah, so because people are still trying to fight Bertold, but and in order to get them away, he starts releasing steam, which is super hot, so they can't get near him. Meanwhile, Rainer and Eren
are beefing it out
Eren somehow locks in, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you're like F you, like you did all of this, you hurt everyone and whatever." And he's fighting him. Low-key, he's doing kind of good. Well, at the beginning, he's not. But
he's using some of Annie's techniques to take down Rainer.
Because he realizes that, oh, I know these techniques. Uses Annie's techniques to, like, pretty much, like...
Get the upper hand.
And he's starting to defeat him, low-key, for a second. But then, Rainer yells out for Bertold's help. Because he realizes that he's not going to be able to defeat Eren. Because Eren is like...
OP! Main character energy.
Main character. He has all the power right now. So then that's when Bertold falls off the wall. And...
they encapsulate them both. That's how they manage to take over Eren.
Yeah. Because now it's a 2v1 battle. And...
so unfair, by the way. But whatever.
Right. It's two full Titans, like... powerful Titans. And what is he supposed to do? So
Then we get Aaron and Ymir, because they take Ymir somewhere in there. I forgot who takes her, if it's Ryder or
I think it is
Birth
Berto.
Control.
Yeah, I think it is him because he grabs Ymir as they're about to leave.
Fall off.
Yeah.
And they take her, and then Aaron wakes up and he has no arms. And Ymir's lacking some limbs too. And then
Because they were
Aaron-
able to capture them and they ran into the forest.
yes. And they go into the tall trees, which Hanj and Armin are able to figure that out, because they're with any sense in our brains, they're gonna go into the tall trees because they need to rest.
Right. Because low-key, Aaron did hurt Rainer pretty bad. I remember specifically one of the scenes was like he hit him in the back of the back of his knees.
Yeah.
So he couldn't run very much. So he had to like pause and like regenerate, because they can like regain their health, but
And
they had to pause in the
Bartholomew
forest.
had just exceeded his energy by letting all the steam out too.
Exactly. So they had to take a break. There's no way they could run all the way off where they were running to. Where were they running to?
They were trying to get to the outside most part of Eldia so they can meet up with their buddies.
Yes. So they pause in the forest. That's when we get a glimpse of them like sitting in the treetops.
And then Rainer has a manic little bipolar episode.
He
He's-
did.
Dude, he's like, oh, we have to help our friends in the scouts. And then Beethoven goes, no, man, like you're a
we're
warrior.
warriors. Like, what are you talking about?
And Rainer goes, oh, that's right. Homie's going through it. He's going through psychosis.
Rainer is lost there. He's like on both sides, but not on like either side at the same time. Like
He's lost.
he's lost.
And Aaron is talking, like, yapping his evil truth, which is just the truth. But they're going through it. And meanwhile, the scouts can't really get to them because they don't have the horse carriers to, like, hop them over the wall.
The horse are still on the other side of the wall, so they had to like get them over the wall to even think about like running into the forest to look for Aaron.
Which is wild. So they're alone for a little bit. And then Ymir tells them the truth. And then that's when Rainer and, like, Birth Control, like, tells them a little bit about, like, oh, we have a different purpose. In the show right now, they're not really telling us their purpose, but Priscilla done yap too much, and now we know their purpose. But,
Yeah.
But eventually, once the scouts start looking for them, they start moving.
Yeah. The scouts are so quick. They're quick to get to the forest. Even we cut to a scene where Berthold and Rainer and Ymir and Aaron are at, and they're like they see because they kind of communicate with
the flare gun.
flare guns. Yes, they communicate. Communicate with flare guns, and they're pretty much like telling them like
We're good to go.
We're good to go. And then they see that Rainer and Berthold, so Birth Control, both see them, and they're like, they're here already, like that.
They're on the move.
They're on the move because they're trying to get Aaron.
Mikasa is locked in.
Mikasa's like, no, like I need to get him back now.
No.
So they see that and they're like, we gotta get a move on. We gotta go. So they take both Aaron and Ymir, and they start bolting out of the forest.
But they done underestimated the scouts.
They did, because as soon as they start bolting, the scouts show up.
And that's when our main characters come back in, and they're all locked in.
They're
They're all like, nah, we gonna get Aaron. But meanwhile, Ymir is like, hey guys, hear me out. To Rainer and Benadryl, she's like, let me get Krista. I want Krista to come with us.
Yeah, because they all wanted to run away, but Ymir's
She's
like,
low-key the lesbian lover, by the way.
low-key though. But yeah, Ymir's like, we need to get Krista. If you leave everyone behind, leave everyone but Krista. I need Krista.
Keep her safe, bro. We need her.
I think that scene, Rainer's like, if we do that, like, that's gonna set us back so much. Like, we can't do that.
And Ymir's like, F y'all, I'm not going with y'all unless
Right.
we have my gay lover. Let's go.
Literally. So Ymir turns into a Titan form, and she's like, I'm quick and agile. I can get her and out, and we can be on our way.
The team finally catches up, and Eren is out here like trying to fight back. I think Erwin sees that they're in a dangerous spot, but Erwin stands on business.
Erwin is like, go forward, like, no matter what.
We're losing, but we're going, bro. Like,
Right.
we're gonna get them. And they do.
They do.
That's when Erwin gets his arm cut off. I thought Erwin was done for.
I thought so too, and I was like, no. He was so like we said, he is so like badass. He was going. He was like, you push forward, no matter what. We're capturing Eren.
Mm-hmm. So they push forward, and then they create a diversion for Eren and team to like head back. However, then Reiner sees himself losing, and he's like, so he starts throwing mindless titans
Yeah.
towards the crew, and somehow manages to push Mikasa and Eren out of a horse. And then they're like abandoned, they're stranded, and that's where
Hannes comes because while Mikasa and Eren are like knocked down, there's a Titan coming towards them. Who's that Titan?
Diana Fritz!
Diana Fritz! Which, if you don't know, that's who ate their mom.
If you don't remember.
And Eren,
That is Grisha's first wife.
Eren is like, oh no, this is my time to shine. He's like, I am going to defeat this Titan because she's the one that ate her mom.
And then he starts biting himself, and it's not working because he's exhausted.
He starts biting himself, like literally almost breaking his arm off.
I think he bites all his fingers off, to be honest.
I think so, because since he was still like
Trying to regenerate.
his Titan form was not coming through. But then Hannes pulls up.
Hannes is like, nah, I got y'all this time. I am gonna effing pull up this time.
He's like,
I got y'all.
He's like, cause he knows who the Titan is as well. He's like, I got y'all. And he goes to fight the Titan.
No, my poor man Hannes. I loved
Hannes, he tried.
And he was trying real hard.
He was, but he got
overpowered.
He got overpowered, and the Titan ate him in front of Eren and Mikasa.
So Eren loses hope. And then Eren is like, starts laughing maniacally, being like, there's no hope, da 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 da. And then Mikasa like uses the talk no jutsu, and she's like, nah, Eren, like da 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 da, like we got it as long as we're together, like you're great, like the scarf that surrounds us, whatever. Yeah. I don't know.
And I forgot what the line was whenever Mikasa was like this, the scarf or whatever, and then Eren is like, yeah, I will protect you. And then as the Titan, Diana Fritz, is about to grab them, he goes to punch the Titan, Eren. And then when he makes contact with the Titan,
all the Titans start attacking Diana Fritz. And the reason is, more spoilers, it is because Diana Fritz, in case anybody didn't watch the first episode, I don't recommend the first episode, but in case you didn't watch it, Diana Fritz is of royal blood.
Yeah.
Eren has the Fountain Titan. The Founding Titan can only control Titans with royal blood.
So when he hit her hand,
he pushed his will.
To get rid of or unalive Diana Fritz. So all the Titans start running towards Diana Fritz and start eating her. And they're like, what is going on? But that is their cue to leave.
Exactly.
They're like, okay, well, they're distracted with something, so they all dip. They're like, the only time. And then Erwin makes it out. Somehow.
Meanwhile, Reiner and birth control are struggling. However, Ymir comes to their backup for some reason. I still don't like that.
Yeah, Ymir still decided to stick with them.
And then at some point, Mikasa has the baddest line of the whole anime, when she goes, "So choose, Krista. Are you gonna go with us, or the bee I'm gonna kill?"
Yeah, because we skipped.
That is hot.
We skipped.
That was hot.
we skipped a little part where Eren was being held into with Berthold in with Reiner as Titan form, and he was holding them in their hand, and that's when she revealed that line.
That was the hottest line that Mikasa's had, bro.
Yeah, but yeah, they eventually, like I said, they saw their chance to leave. They dip.
And yeah, they're dipping, and then Eren does the whole bad thing, and then Titans start attacking Reiner, and then Ymir comes to help them out, which once again gives them the chance to escape. And then they escape, okay, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But then we cut to a scene where Reiner, Birth Control, and Ymir are chilling on Wall Maria.
Yeah. Because they were able to escape, but now this is their normal form. They're not in Titan form, and they're just laying there,
tired,
obviously, after all of that.
And then the Beast Titan pulls up. And then we see a blonde man pull out of the Beast Titan. Who's the blonde man, Fernando?
It is actually Eren's brother,
Zeke.
Which I asked her in this scene because I was like, wait, what? How, he literally just popped up of the Titan form, and he was just laying on the back of him.
It's just a little, thing. They're not going to dive into it until next season, but... Holy CRAP. Bro. Homie comes and devours it. He eats up that scene, and he's like, no, we're not done yet.
Then I think... After that, we just cut to a scene where everyone is back at the village, and then Erwin is laying on the bed.
Yeah, and then that's when Connie and Hans come to Levi and Erwin, and they're like, "Hey, by the way, Titans are humans."
Yeah, that's when they fully connect all the dots, and they're like, "Actually, I think the Titan that we saw at my village was my mom," because they hold up an image, and it's exactly her, obviously Titan form, but exactly reminiscent of her.
And Erwin looks out of it, and Levi goes, what are you laughing at, bro? What?
Yeah.
And Erwin goes, that means that we're one step closer to the answer. And Levi goes, bro, one step? We gonna be by
the time you figure everything out.
Yeah. By the time that's all done and said. That's where we end season 2.
Oh my god, season 2 was amazing.
You're gonna love season 3. We're not gonna talk about season 4 because that was traumatizing. You're gonna love season 3. You're gonna hate season 4, but in the best way.
Okay. Yeah, like we said, I've watched season 2. Season 3 I'm about to watch this week because next episode, season 3. But it was so intriguing, watching season 2.
It was great. So we had a great time talking about this. I hope that somebody else more than us likes this style more than the previous style that we had.
I think we yap a little bit more smoothly when we're both talking about the same topic. Definitely. And it goes so much better.
I agree. And if you enjoyed, you can follow us at
Instagram and TikTok at Let's Get Tipsy Podcast.
And you can follow us at Twitter and YouTube at Let's Get Tipsy Pod.
Yes. As well as you can follow us on our personal Instagrams at Fernando M643 and
Lovely Priscilla with 2 Y's, Priscilla.
As always, everything is linked down below. Wherever you're watching this, wherever you're listening to this, everything's linked down below. So
we hope you enjoy. See y'all in the Thanksgiving episode.
Yes, next week is Thanksgiving, so we'll see you then.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.